The Off-Road Zone is brought to you by CF Moto. Exceed your expectations. Honda. Yamaha. And by Chaco. Welcome to the Off-Road Zone. On tonight's show, we'll travel to New Brunswick to visit our cousins to the east. The northern New Brunswick and Madawaska regions are welcoming us with open arms in order to ride their trails on board our ATVs and UTVs. We'll discover the trails operated by the Club VTT du Nord-Ouest, the Club VTT au Madawaska, and the Club Voyageur des Sentiers du Madawaska. A fine group of people that are proud of what their part of the country has to offer. Our Project Predator also continues, and on tonight's episode, we'll be installing a new windshield and replacing the seats in our Polaris RZR 900S. But first, let's head east to New Brunswick to check out the ATV and UTV action in the Edmundston-Madawaska region. Edmundston is located at the edge of the New Brunswick Panhandle, nestled in the northeastern section of the Appalachian Mountains at the junction of the St. John and Madawaska rivers in the northwestern part of the province. Edmundston is strategically situated only a few kilometers from the border of Quebec and also the town of Madawaska, Maine in the United States, where it's connected by the Edmundston-Madawaska Bridge. In 1998, Edmundston, Saint-Basile, Saint-Jacques, and Verret merged to form the city of Edmundston. The nearby village of Saint-Hilaire was supposed to amalgamate as well, but the province changed their mind since it would make the geographical size of the new city much too large. The city is 95% Francophone, the highest such proportion of all cities in the province. Edmundston, population 16,000, is the third largest predominantly Francophone city in North America outside of Quebec and the Caribbean, behind Clarence, Rockland, Ontario, which has a population exceeding 20,000 and is 68% Francophone, and Dieppe, which has a population of 18,500 and is roughly 80% Francophone. On this expedition, we'll be visiting the Northwest ATV Club, which offers more than 260 kilometers of groomed trails during the winter and over 300 kilometers during the summer months. Afterwards, we'll head to the trails of the Haut-Madawaska ATV Club that caters to over 300 ATV riders in the Upper Madawaska region. Last but not least, the Voyageur des Sentiers ATV Club in Sainte-Anne-de-Madawaska will also welcome us and show us around their neck of the woods. With kilometers upon kilometers of wonderfully groomed trails, we have the feeling that you'll enjoy yourself just as much as we did when we visited. Coming up, we're taking the ATVs off the trailer and getting ready to ride into the great northern New Brunswick and Madawaska region. Stay tuned. Our invitation to come discover the beautiful ATV and UTV trails of New Brunswick came from the Northwest ATV Club and the Madawaska Voyageurs de Sentier Club. These two clubs operate trails mostly in the municipalities of Edmundston and Rivière-Verte. The development of this particular region started with the arrival of the first Acadians in around 1788, where the first families settled down on the banks of the St. John River. It was later on, between 1850 and 1860, that the French Canadians, or rather Québécois families like the Bellefleur and the Terriens, arrived to also settle in and colonize the backcountry instead of on the banks of the river. One of the favorite landmarks for people to stop and take a few selfies is the Big Acadian Chair, which is always a great conversation piece in these parts.
We've been seeing a trend in the past couple of years. There's more and more ATVers calling. We even got calls from Germany last year, people that wanted to come here and experience our product. That's why we started working with the clubs to make sure that we have all the necessary infrastructure to make that a safe product. Yeah, we're aiming to be at the same level as the snowmobile product is right now. We think there's a potential there for all the other season. I think it's a multi-season product with the ATVers, so that's why it's important for us to look at that product. We have the shoulder season are very slow around here, so that's a product that can help us enhance and grow our tourism season and extend it in the shoulder season.
We had the opportunity to climb all the way up Mont Terrien to visit the observation tower du Pointu. The observatory is one of the only places in the region where you can see the panorama of all 360 degrees around you. When the day is clear, you can see for miles around, and the view is spectacular, especially in the fall, when all the colors are in full bloom. The site is accessible year-round, and each season offers its own special display. It's truly a sight that you'll not soon forget.
There's been a lot of changes in the past couple of years. The mayor and the city council now see the opportunity and see the benefits that those products can bring. Even snowmobile, you know, sometimes we need to make some bylaws to make sure that they can coexist in the same environment, because it's always a question of security for sure. But right now I think more and more the cities, the villages are working with the clubs, are working with us, you know, to make those access possible and in a secure way, but also in a way that can help grow some businesses, because there is services, there's gas that's being sold, there's rooms that are being sold, people need to heat and, you know, entertainment. So all those are coming together right now, and the city is more and more aware that this is important for our economic development to get involved in the trail system.
After our ascent of Mont-Terrien, it was time to come back down and stop for some food and refreshments. What a pleasure to break bread with our Acadian cousins and reminisce about the day's ride. Sharing borders with both Quebec and the state of Maine in the USA gives the tourism industry of northern New Brunswick and Madawaska regions a good geographical advantage in order to promote their tourism industry. One of the advantages that both the residents of New Brunswick and Quebec can enjoy is the fact that there's a treaty signed between the two ATV federations that lets people from one province access the other with the same trail pass. Coming up, we continue our discovery of the New Brunswick wilderness by visiting the Voyageurs de Sentiers ATV Club. Stay tuned. The Voyageurs de Sentiers du Madawaska ATV Club serves the Saint-Léonard, Sainte-Anne-de-Madawaska, and Rivière-Verte all the way to Saint-Basile. It was founded 15 years ago and has now grown into a well-oiled organization with a well-designed trail system. They too have benefited from the increase in numbers of tourists that have come to visit their wonderful region by way of their trails, and they couldn't be happier about it. The trails in this region give you access to wonderful places like La Rivière Verte. Just take a look. How gorgeous is this? We've had the chance to ride through what is called the Experimental Forest, which is a special part of the New Brunswick wilderness that the University of Moncton Edmundston campus uses for research and educational purposes. They also develop and maintain many infrastructures that the tourists can enjoy. The area is about 9 square kilometers and is quite beautiful, as you can see.
There's attractions in the summer. Almost every weekend there's a festival or an event going on. We have really particular events. There's a Foire Brayonne happening in beginning of August. It's the biggest francophone festival east of Quebec. So that is a big event. People come here by thousands to experience our culture, because it's a bit different than we're francophones, but from northern New Brunswick it's really different. We don't have the beaches here, but we have a lot of nature. We're in the wild. There's also a lot of fishing and sporting activities, hunting, moose hunting, bear hunting. So those are activities in the fall also. The colors, there's a lot of festivals happening around the colors. There's some in Rivière-Verte. We've developed in the past couple of years a culinary circuit to enhance the local producers. So there's a lot of activities. There are more and more happening, and I think a lot of is a good fit. with the ATV product. There's also a good fit in the winter activities also. We're developing other festivals and circuits to promote different outdoor activities.
The Board of Administration ensures that the trails are safe and well signposted. The paths are directed to the villages to encourage the use of services such as restaurants, motels, grocery stores, and service stations, to name but a few. If you're planning on visiting the region, you'll most likely need more than just one day to see it all. There are so many different activities planned by various organizations throughout the year. So when you come for a visit, have no fear. There'll be plenty for you to do.
Like I said, a lot of things are happening around the tourism product, and a lot of things can connect with all the outdoor activities that are happening around town and within town too. All the product is being developed right now. In the next 6 months, you're going to see a big change in the signage program on the ATV trails, and all ATVers are welcome to come to Edmundston and experience our product.
There's no doubt in our minds that we'll be coming back here to visit sometime in the very near future. Coming up next, we're moving on to seats and windshields on our Project Predator UTV build. Stay with us.
I'm not a big fan of full windshields. Even in winter, I prefer to have a full face helmet and ride with a half windshield. So we decided to install a half windshield on the unit. You know, it's great to have for obstructions that you can find on the trail, cut down on wind resistance, and also in colder environments, give you a little bit of extra heating in the cab. They're very cost-effective accessories that, again, provide, for the overall creature comforts in the unit. And it's something that everybody should be, with. It's not really an expensive add-on. It's an add-on that will provide either for your safety or for your comfort. We also decided to change the stock seats that came in with the 900 four-seater. Reason being, seats are very comfortable that come from OEM. But we're so used to riding with suspension seats, especially from our previous builds, that it's a little like a guy that never owned air conditioning in his car. If you never have it, you won't miss it. But if you had it once, you will miss it in the future. So we decided to go with PRP seats. Why PRP seats? Well, they're a great company. I had the pleasure of meeting the reps. The pleasure also of talking to them on how the seats are constructed. We rode with them on those seats all last year with our first build. And I don't think anybody should be without a good seat. It really changes the ride of your vehicle. It really changes how you feel and positioned in the unit, and especially someone like myself that suffers from back problems, the seats are a total godsend.
You may notice that the installation of these new seats will also require new seat belts. In this particular case, harnesses more than seat belts. We'll be talking about these harnesses in an upcoming segment later this season.
The nice thing about PRP seats as well is you have a wide variety of color schemes to choose from. So basically you can choose any pattern that suits your unit, and you know, for any make, any model, you'll find basically this color scheme that you're looking for.
We hope you've enjoyed tonight's episode of the Off-Road Zone. For more information on anything and everything you saw on tonight's show, please visit one of the following websites and come pay us a visit at offroadzone.tv. The Off-Road Zone was brought to you by CF Moto. Exceed your expectations. Honda. Yamaha. And by Chaco. Join us again next week as we stay off the beaten path and hang out in the Off-Road Zone.